Hey, my name is Charles, and I want to share with you some information and resources that will help you on a Synth DIY journey using the AE Modular format. And first I want to share kind of my journey, how I found it and how I got started, and then some hardware that they make that you can use, and then also some additional resources that I've started to make available and that the communities made available. So anyway, switching over first to the desktop view, this is the Korg Volca Modular. It is a modular system, a semi-modular system, and can make noise, all by itself by twisting knobs and having lots of fun, hands-on. But the magic actually comes in when you start using these what do you call these things? Patch wires. So not patch cables like in the Eurorack standard, but patch wires for the Volca Modular. So, you connect up various points in the signal chain here, and it does various things to modify the what's called normal path through it. So it was actually these cables that introduced me to AE Modular. So AE Modular is not Eurorack, not a format that's popular, very popular, but it's a smaller form factor, and it also uses a lower voltage. It uses 0 to 5 volts, which makes it perfect for DIY uses. 0 to 5 volts is the same that you'll use in Arduino or other development. So anyway, and AE Modular was inspired. Robert Langer at Tangible Waves was inspired by the Volca Modular to create something that something for it really or compatible with it, which is the what's called the V-Case 7. So as you can see, it is same size as this Volca, and there's actually what's called the VM bridge here. VM bridge, Volca Modular bridge, is designed so that you can get your AE modular signals through to your Volca Modular. So out from here, in, and then out from here, ins and outs on the top, both to go in each of the two directions, right? And really what this module is for is just to make sure that the voltages line up and they don't, two systems don't hurt each other with different voltages. Anyway, so this is how I found, this is how I found went from the Volca Modular instrument to the AE Modular system. So I want to switch over to the website now and show you some stuff that they have available. So first of all, the AE Modular homepage here is the homepage for AE Modular. I mentioned earlier that it's made by a guy named Robert Langer. The company is Tangible Waves, but he's published the AE Modular standard and wants us to create modules for it. So the forum is here, lots and lots of resources. Like I said, this was kickstarted in 2017, so it has been around for a while, and so it's got a great community already, that's a part of it. So the forum is here for you, and then the wiki. The wiki is incredible. It's got module documentation for all of the modules that Tangible Waves makes, as well as some third-party manufacturers and makers, and then artists that use the system. And then right here on the main page of their wiki is how to build your own modules. So the technical guide, which is linked right here, the technical guide has information that you need to get started working with it. So signals on the bus cable, so that's that plus 5 volt standard that I talked about. It also passes some control signals, some CV on the bus itself, which I don't think Eurorack does at all. information about making your own ribbon cables, etc., etc. But we go even deeper when we click on DIY information here. So this is do-it-yourself information that talks about modules that they have for sale, and we'll look at those here in a second. But it also goes into, there's links to intermediate and advanced and on resources and projects and things that people have set up as something that you could build as your first project. So like I said, in addition to that VK7 that I showed you just a minute ago, from the beginning, Tangible Waves set out to make AE Modular, Robert Langer set out to make AE Modular very DIY friendly. So much so that he has created some modules that are like a DIY kit. So I'll show you this on the desktop here in just a second, but basically, this is a DIY kit that will get you started, gives you what you need to create your first module in AE. It handles some of the physical format, physical size stuff for you, so that you can concentrate on the circuits and connections and that sort of stuff. Comes with a little bag here of components as well. So this is a single module for you to create, and then they also have what they call the breadboard. And notice the play on AE there. So this is a module that you can use to put your circuitry directly onto a module. Don't have to solder anything in on the one that we just saw. You just start plugging stuff into it. Fun image right here of somebody who's created something right here on the board. So in addition, I think something that really speaks to how DIY friendly this is, they've got a meter device. So that shows you volts and frequency and spectrum, and it's very DIY friendly. This is one of the first modules I think that came out. So all that is great, and I want to show you some of that here on the desktop. Let me get this other stuff out of the way without dropping it. So the first thing to share is the DIY module itself. So AE is a pretty small, not pretty small, a very small format. So quarter for size comparison, and the main restriction that I think as far as doing a DIY is the depth. This thing is very, very shallow. I'll show you here in a second. This kit comes with a second board, a daughter board that drops down right here, but there is not a lot of room between here and the bottom of the case, and these are designed to screw in from the bottom of the case, or there's a quick swap case that you can use. The other thing is there is a header that isn't actually soldered onto this right now, and I'll show you that in a second. So it makes it even more shallow. So so that, like I said, is the DIY module. Then these are the components that came with it. I actually bought 2 of these, so I'm going to drag these in. Hopefully they sound like Legos when you push them in. So in addition to the plate and the potentiometers and some buttons and switches this thing comes with, and hardware to complete the module, these are the main board and connectors. So this is the board that allows you to put the potentiometers, switches, and that sort of stuff onto. And then this, is the daughter board that I was talking about. One thing that, actually let me show you this first. So this is the connector to the bus cable. And if I can get it in like that. So that shows you the added depth of the bus cable, which means that there's not a lot of room to add this daughter board. So the daughter board can only go right here because that bus connector has to go right down here. And I'll show you, just because this probably shouldn't have, but it did confuse me a little bit. The way that you use this, way that you set this up, is the daughter board is made to connect via a pin header like this, right? So you put these male pins on one side and the female socket on the other side, and plug the daughter board in together just like that. And then there are some connections that are made from the bus, from the potentiometers, everything down those headers. So like I said, probably shouldn't have confused me, but it took me a second to figure that out. So anyway, so these are the DIY the components that come, or the panels and PCBs that come with the DIY module. Let me get that out of the way and show you. Here's that breadboard, and really neat. You know, again, it gives you access to the bus and power. Something that's important to know about this: that first rail right here on both the positive, or +5 and the ground, these are connected to power on the bus, and then everything from here over works like a normal breadboard. And one thing to say about AE Modular and Eurorack folks, this might throw you for a loop, will throw you for a loop. These are called U simply just being unit, and this is a 1U and this is a 2U module. So the size is 101 millimeters by 25 or 101 by 50, and all of this information is available there in that technical guide for you to use. But so the DIY module, the breadboard, and know that this does come with some extra components so that you can make some some stuff. Honestly, I don't remember what it came with because I almost immediately mixed it all in with my other electronic components, so I can't remember what came with what. And then here is that meter module. I love this thing with one caveat for me. It has a red screen, and I'm colorblind, so I can just barely see this in, really kind of struggling. My drama tech geek self comes out from back in high school. First thing I'm going to try to do when I actually, set out to try to make this work for me is put a gel filter on it. Just stick a piece of colored plastic through there to try to change that red to be something else. If you know whether or not that'll work, if you've got other ideas, let me know. Or of course, embrace the DIY DIY-ness of this and pull out that display and put in something else. But it hasn't been a priority because I've got a voltmeter and other test equipment on the bench. So, but this is fun to have in the rack itself. And want to switch back over now to the computer. So that's all of the AE Modular information. Again, I'll go through it really quickly again. So the AE Modular homepage, including a forum, I didn't mention that, one of the forum topics, and it's pinned, is all of the things that we saw on the DIY Wiki page, links to the projects that people have suggested that you do, and things like that. So the other thing that I want to introduce is a resource that I've put together. So this is, I'm calling it clectric.diy, and I'm hoping that it becomes, or want to help to make it, an online makerspace for the Synth DIY community. So because I found this AE Modular standard, really fired up about it, I've been doing some work to create some resources for it. And so come and check this out. There are some KiCad files that are like the panels and some basic stuff. I've really just got a framework out for right now, but I'm going to increase this over time. So please come check it out. By the time you watch this video, it might be full of stuff and full of people interacting. So that's really all that I wanted to share for right now. Check out AE Modular, check out clectric.diy. Talk to each other, share a video about stuff that you've created. If you got to figure out, or if you know already how I can be able to see the colors on that meter module, mention it down in the comments, and it'll save me the time to do research. Anyway, thanks a lot. Hope that this was informative for you. Take care. My name's Charles.